guys, today I'm going to show you how to make a basic edit in After Effects. It's nothing special, just some color correction, shakes, just a basic edit, how I do it, some tips. Yeah, I'm going to edit in After Effects 2020. I'm using plugins like Twich, Magic Bullet Looks, Sapphire, BCC, and Twixtor. Yeah, so let's just start. First thing is to create a new composition. Just right click here, new composition. You can change the name. Yeah, just going to name it edit. Click on OK. And the first thing I always do is just select the audio. Here, this is the file I downloaded, and just drag it in here. So this is now the full song. It's copyright free. So the first thing is just to search for the part you want to have in your edit. And I want this here, so I'm just going to cut it, drag it up to the front. So something like this. Yeah. So, and then here, I think that's good. So I'm just leaving like a few seconds for the intro, for the opening part. I'm going to set my first marker where the first beat drop is. So somewhere around here. So this is the first beat drop. So setting here my marker, and yeah, now we can just, for example, what I do sometimes, maybe let the audio fade in. So I'm just going to make a keyframe at the beginning. Here, click on the little watch, and then you can just select the audio. I would go maybe like minus 10, minus 15 maybe, and go back to here. So now you have a little, so the audio fades in. 10, something like this. And what you also can do, like add audio effects like reverb. But I'm not doing this today, so I'm just going to leave it simple, like this. A little fade in. So I'm also going to set a marker at the end, so I know where it ends. Somewhere here. And I'm just also here going to leave a few seconds to let the audio fade out. So I'm just going to do the same thing again, just set a keyframe here. And here, and kind of like, maybe set it to like minus 15, minus 20, minus 10, and just watch how it goes. Nice fade out. So. So yeah, that's great. And I think this was it for the audio. So just every time I'm done with the audio, I'm just pre-composing it like this. So this is now my audio. So now that we are done with the audio, I'm going to do the intro or the opening part. So the first thing you could check is the composition settings. Just right click here, composition settings, and now you can check for the frame rate and the aspect ratio. That's the settings I usually use, 30 FPS. But you can also change it to the raw settings from animes. Like that's what I used when I started editing, because it's just, it can save you time at some points, but for now it's smoother when you go with 30. So just going to do 30 FPS. Yeah. If this is all right, the aspect ratio and the frame rate, just press OK. Now drag your episode or clip down here. So I'm going to use the Naruto versus Sasuke fight. And I mean, I set here the marker for the opening part, so I'm just going to kind of fill this part in with some scenes I have here. Like, for example, as opening scene, maybe something like this. I don't know, so that this goes in, and then I could leave it like this for the beginning, then just kind of cut it right here. And now maybe this scene. But at the end they should, the end I want to have this scene, like, so that they kind of, when the beat drops, they kind of jump into each other like this. So this is like the last scene. I don't know. And by the way, the quality looks really shit right now because I have it on quarter quality. You can also edit it in full quality, but yeah, I just, for now I have it on quarter quality, so it loads faster. It's better to edit with. Yeah, so I think so maybe it's something like this. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's fine for now. Doesn't have to be perfect. So first thing I'm going to do is just pre-compose it. So that's something I always do. And now I'm going to go into the composition. These are the clips I've selected now for the opening part. The first thing I usually do from here is make a color correction. So I'm just going to do this real quick. At the adjustment layer, just go here, right click again, new, and now here adjustment layer. So, and now you can add the color correction onto the adjustment layer. Wait, I'm going to set this to fit really quick. And for, yeah, I'm going to use a plugin. The plugin is called Magic Bullet Looks. But in worst case, when you don't have the plugin, maybe you could work without it. I think they're like yeah, something like this, and just here. You could definitely also make some sort of color correction without a plugin, but especially if you edit with anime and stuff like this. A plugin like Magic Bullet Looks would be really good. So I'm going to edit. The effect is called Looks. Now you just click on Edit in the top left corner. Just click here, Edit. It loads. So, and this is where you want to be. So now you can kind of click on here on the Looks tab. Here you can see kind of like presets, but I wouldn't use them. But you could go through here. Maybe this doesn't look too bad. Maybe kind of look here if there's something for you. There's definitely a lot of different color corrections, but I'm going to close it for now, because we are going to make our own color correction. Open the tools here in the right corner, and I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to add shadow and highlights. Just double click on it so it goes down here. And I'm also going to add contrast. And what also many people use is stuff like pop or a lot or exposure, but for now I'm just going to use these two for the subject. I'm going to add maybe like just going to add 300 for the contrast. Yeah, this looks good. Now here I'm going to make the shadows -50. Maybe a bit. I think yeah, -50 is alright. And the highlights, yeah, +50. Yeah, I mean you can already tell the difference. So the next thing is I'm going to click down here on the post, and I will add HSL colors and also maybe Mojo. Yeah, so this is a bit too much, so I'm going to go up here to Mojo and set it to maybe like 20%. Yeah, this looks fine. And now here with the HSL colors, I'm going to maybe kind of remove the green just a little bit, and the yellow. So you can see in the background here, it kind of removes the green here. Just looks better to me. But color correction is different from clip to clip. Whatever you edit with, you just have to make your own color correction. Comes down to the colors and everything. I mean, here I could also add a lot of other stuff, like for example a lot. I don't know, maybe go with blue unity, and you can see it kind of makes everything blue in the background. I mean, looks nice, but I don't know. Or Polaris also gives it a kind of blue tone in the background. Yeah, but I'm going to leave it simple with this color correction. So now that we have our color correction, oh yeah, something I also always do is remove the audio from the clip. I'm just going to select all three of them and click on the audio symbol right here, so it's gone, and now there's no background noise. So, and now I would recompose it for now, and yeah, maybe something many people do is, for example, add like black bars at the beginning. I'm going to show you how to do it. The effect is called CC Jaws. Just throw it on here. And now I don't know what it was. I set the height to 0%. The white doesn't matter, like you can leave it at what you want. And now set a keyframe at the first frame right here. Click on the little watch at completion, and just make sure that on the first frame it's 0%. Now just kind of, I mean, you can do it until you want, where you want. I'm just going to go to the end and make 100% here. So now we have kind of these black bars going like, but that's not really what I want. It's a bit too slow. I'm going to make a kind of like make a graph, and wait, I'm just going to make it again to explain it better. You basically make a graph if you have like your two keyframes here, and now you just select both of them. Just select them both and press F9 like this. F9. Now you have them. Now they look different. So now you can go to click on this little symbol, the graph editor, and now you can play around here with the graph. Just do everything you want. But for now I would probably go with, I don't know, maybe something like this. Yeah, I think this looks good. So it kind of, the black bars open up. But what you could also do is make a black solid and just make a fade in. So you go make a keyframe here and make sure that the opacity is 100%. Just kind of maybe like a few seconds, go into the clip and set another keyframe, and then set the keyframe to 0%, and now you just have like a fade in, like it goes from completely black to, wait, maybe like this. Yeah. Yeah, looks nice. So but for now I'm going to leave the black bars. What I'm also going to add is a blur. So I'm going to create a new adjustment layer. Make sure that the adjustment layer is between the black bars and the clip, and just add a BCC blur, no, BCC lens blur, this right here. Add it to the adjustment layer. You can already see right here it's a blur, and we want to keyframe it. So we go back to the first frame so right here, and click on the watch here, right here, iris scale, and just set it to 10, and I'm going to go maybe like 3 seconds in and just set it to 0. You can already see now that there's like a bit of blur. I'm just going to make a graph real quick, something like this. Yeah. Just so there's a bit of blur. It definitely adds some quality to the scene, to the clip. And yeah, I think we are nearly done. We could also add like opacity transitions, like something like this. But this looks kind of raw, so maybe I would add again a bit of blur to the transition. Just going to cut the adjustment layer like this, and then add again the same effect, the BCC lens blur, to the adjustment layer, and just kind of set it like this. So maybe like go like 20 frames before the transition starts, and then 20 frames after, and kind of have like the peak of the blur in the middle of the transition. So it's something like this. It's hard to tell, but something like this. And just again add a graph. So maybe something like this right here. Okay, it's a bit much blur, so I'm going to set it down to 10. So now it's kind of like a seamless transition. Like it's nothing crazy, no shakes, it's just smooth. And yeah. I mean, you could do it with every clip, but I'm just going to do it here to show you guys. So now we are done with our opening. I'm going to show you together with the music. So it should look something like this. Now that we are done with the opening, I can show you how I would continue with the edit. The first thing I would do is to kind of set markers at the beat drops. So kind of like this. And I just always listen to the audio and look at the graph and kind of see where the beat drops are. And then I'm doing this like throughout the whole edit, and I'm going to speed up this part because this can take a while. So now I'm done with the markers, and I stopped here because this is where the loop is going to be at the end. So when I'm done with the edit, I'm kind of going to place this part right here again, and it's going to loop. So yeah. Now that we are done with the markers, we know where our clips should be at the end. It's time to select the clips, and you basically go up here and select your episode or your, I don't know, your clip, and just drag it down here. And it kind of creates a new composition. And here you can go through the episode or the clip and just cut out the part you want. I'm going to cut out this scene right here, because I definitely want this in my edit. Just copy it in the other composition with Ctrl C, like this. And mute the audio of the clip so it doesn't overlap with like your music in the background. And now you can just kind of just always take a look at the markers and kind of set your clips after the markers. For example, here would be my next clip. So probably like this. Maybe kind of like just here, maybe this clip. And yeah, so you kind of do this like with all your clips. So for example, here I would probably need like 25 clips, somewhere around that, and you kind of do this for your whole edit. Yeah, and when you're done with selecting your clips, you always kind of want to Twixtor them. And I'm going to make it real quick. So how I usually do it is a different way. Cut the clip into single frames, something like this, and you always want to take a look at the body, so that in every single frame there's movement. Like here, you can see that in all these frames his body is moving, something like this. But in this frame there's no movement, so you kind of want to cut this out until there's movement again, like this, and you kind of do this like for the part you want to Twixtor. Going to make it real quick. Like this. Yeah, something like this. Maybe one more frame. So it's already a lot smoother, because like the frames with no movement are cut out. But the next step is want to pre-compose it 2 times, like this. And now we just throw Twixtor on here. I usually go with Twixtor Pro. Just search it up. The top here. Now you can play around with the settings. Here I'm just going to go with 30, because the composition right here, yeah, it's 30 FPS. So I'm going with 30 frames here. Here I'm going to select contrast and edge enhance, so like this. And down here I'm going to select motion white blend and forward. So it kind of looks like this. The next step is to just pre-compose it again. Now you can kind of time remap it. Just wait. Just do a right click on your composition and go up here to time and then enable time remapping. Something like this. Now you just kind of okay, and you can see the last frame is kind of glitched, so you kind of want to go down here a bit, so the last frame looks fine. I'm just going to load it. Okay, this isn't really smooth, so I'm going to make it a bit more like this. Yeah, this is good. So that it looks something like this. You can also change the settings like here or here. Just kind of look where you have the best results at the end. Yeah, but I'm just for now going to leave it at that. I'm personally using a different method to Twixtor my clips, but I could show this in another video. But that's kind of a simple way. And the next step would be to do this for all your clips. But this is going to take a while, so I'm going to skip this part and yeah. So now I'm done with the Twixtor and the clips. So this is what I have now. So I was kind of lazy and kept it simple, so nothing special. As you can see, I often just right here at the markers, I just started a new clip, or sometimes I wait, for example, right here, I kind of time remapped it, so it's kind of like goes fast when there's a beat drop, and kind of slow between it, so it's kind of it's hard to explain, but wait, I could show you the time remap. Yeah, right here. This is basically how I done it. Yeah, and at the ending, it just didn't even Twixtor the clip. So this just kind of, yeah, I was lazy right there. And it's just so kind of to make a good loop. For example, here they are going to punch each other, and then it is going to continue back again with this clip. So the first thing I would do now is to add the color correction. So copy it from here, kind of just go in here, copy and paste. Now I can just go in the settings and change it however I want. I wouldn't change it too much, but maybe the contrast is a bit too much, so I'm going to adjust it. Maybe something like this. Yeah. maybe a bit. Maybe a bit less, something like this. Now I'm just going to copy it to all the other clips. Just go into the composition and paste the adjustment layer in there. Now I'm done with adjusting the color correction everywhere. So we could start adding effects, but I'm just going to show you some real simple ones for the beginners. An easy one I would use a lot as a beginner is maybe something like a ghost shake. Herefore you're just going to keyframe the scale and the opacity, maybe something like this, and then you're just going to go to the end of the clip and make the scale a lot bigger and bring the opacity down to something like, I don't know, 10. So it kind of creates a ghost shake. You can also add invert to the clip, something like this. So you kind of have this ghost shake type of effect. Now I'm going to show you the eye glow. Just create a new solid layer like this and add the effect optical flares like this. Go to options, delete all this, and now just go here to the lens objects and add glow and streak. And now you can play around with the settings. I would go with something like this maybe. But you could also use presets. There are a lot of presets right here. Yeah, but I would use something simple like this. And now you go down here and toggle the mode like this. So you can change the solid layer from normal to screen. And now we have to kind of track it with the eye. So I'm going to click right here in the corner on the symbol. So it kind of deactivates the glow. And now I'm going to click on the watch to keyframe the position. And just frame by frame, I'm going to kind of move this position in the middle from the eye. And you can also skip some frames, like this for example. I skipped this frame right here, and it kind of just goes into the middle between the two positions. For example, right here you can also skip 2 frames, and it kind of still moves along with the eye, but this only works when there's not much movement. So yeah, I would leave it like this, and now you can activate it again like this. And now we want to change the color to red. Just click on this white spot here and change it to the color you want. I'm going to go with red, like this. So it's a bit much glow, so I'm going to put the brightness down to like 50 and kind of keyframe it, maybe to 80, something like this. So it's kind of like a simple eye glow. Yeah. What else could I show? Another cool thing I sometimes do is use the roto brush tool. So I would go in here and now just kind of cut the clip right here. So I'm going to try to mask out this eye and add a glow effect to it. So I'm going to cut it until the eye is visible. And now just kind of, but you have to select the roto brush tool first. It's up here. Make sure you have it selected. Now you can kind of create a quick mask. Now I can make the composition below it invisible, so I can see how well it's masked. And now I can just add effects like, for example, glow. I like deep glow a lot, so maybe something like this. Make sure it's now I could maybe put the opacity down. So now it's kind of like a glowing eye. You could also change the color with saturation, for example, right here, or colorize it, make it red, purple. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave it like that for now. Yeah. This was just an idea for some basic effects. There's a lot more you can do, but I'm gonna just keep it quick for now. The next step I would do would be the shakes. So I would probably just make adjustment layer. This. I like to use Twitch shake. So I'm just typing in Twitch. And now I'm gonna just go for speed 50 and the amount so 50 maybe, and just keyframe it. Go to the end of the clip and set it to 0 like this. And now you're going to go on enable and enable slide and light like this. And now just kind of make a graph. For example, something like this. Okay, maybe a bit quicker. Yeah. Something like this. And you can also add, for example, RGB to it. If you just go into the operator controls and slide down here, you can add RGB. Kind of gives it, I mean, it looks great. Sometimes I use it, but yeah, not always. So for the next clip, I will probably copy the Twitch shake like this. Maybe without the RGB. Just going to deactivate it. Just make the adjustment layer longer and set the keyframe right here to 0. So it kind of goes like this. And now just copy this shake and yeah, just do the same thing right here. You can also change the graph however you want. So it kind of looks something like this. And then you just do this throughout the edit. Maybe here in situations like this, just go to shake real quick, where it's like same clip. Just make the shake not so hard. So go down with the amount, maybe to 10. So you kind of have a light shake. Just something like this. And then you can copy it. Copy the adjustment layer and to the other marker. It's kind of something like this. You can also here change the seed. And here at this clip, I wanted to do some sort of mask transition. Just going to show you. Going to pre-compose both of the clips. This is the clip under this clip right here. And I kind of want to do a mask transition with these different, Narutos. So it kind of would start something like this to make a mask kind of mask out the Naruto in the middle. So kind of like this. Mask's not perfect, but for now it's fine. And now just duplicate the clip and set one mask to add, and going to cut the one with add here and kind of start off with the with this one right here. Just make a simple simple keyframing of the position, like this. Just set this to, I don't know, maybe minus 540, like this. And right here where the beat drop is, with the marker, you kind of set it down to 540. So it kind of goes back down here, and keyframe it so it's kind of fast, like this. This is too fast. Maybe even move the keyframe a bit like this. Yeah, I think this looks fine. Something like this. And now you just want to add a drop shadow. Just copy my settings, and so it looks something like this. Maybe make the shadow opacity a bit harder, so it kind of looks like this. And now I kind of want to make the Naruto in the middle come from the bottom and kind of hit it on the second beat. So I'm just going to set the position right here to plus 1080. No, it was 1620, like this, and set it here back to 540, or just click on reset. And now just make a similar graph. So I'm just going to make it look something like okay, it's a bit fast. Something like this. And here just copy and paste the drop shadow on this layer. And here at the marker where they come back together, just paste in the normal clip without any effects or masks. So the drop shadow is gone, so it kind of looks like this. You can see it kind of hits it on the beat drop, and the second one also on the beat drop. And also here, just add shakes again. Just going to copy these So kind of. Okay, the shake is ass. Just going to make it a bit harder. Yeah, I mean it's not perfect. Wait, I can pre-compose it real quick. But so it looks something like this. Now we want to make zoom in and zoom out transitions. So just go back to the clips where I already have the shakes and add motion tile to them right here. And with motion tile you want to activate mirror edges and set the output width to 300 and the height to 300 as well, like this. And now you want to add 2 null layers like this, and you kind of want to go on this symbol right here on this whip and kind of bring it up here and kind of connect it with the null like this. Now you can here play around with the scale and make your zoom in and zoom out transitions, because they run in right here in the camera, kind of goes in. I'm going to make a zoom in transition. So I'm going to make my scale 60, go to the end of the clip and maybe make it like a 105, something like this. Just make a quick graph like this. Maybe even 50. It's kind of, yeah, like this. Now I kind of want to make a slide transition together with the shake. So I'm going to keyframe the position and separate the dimensions like this. And now I'm going to play around with the settings. So I kind of want this to go right and then come here in here from the left. So it's kind of like a slide transition with a shake. Something like this. Maybe like this. And you can also activate the motion blur. Just click on this little symbol right here. So now you can see it kind of gives you motion blur. And now just play around with the graph. I would probably do something like this. Yeah, I guess this looks fine. Maybe a bit much. Yeah, it's fine. So now copy the motion blur onto the next clip right here, and also add 2 null layers like this. Separate dimensions and kind of go up here with like maybe 500 and 0 right here. Also put the scale up to 105. It's kind of like this maybe. You can see here we have some sort of slide transition now. And for this transition, I'm going to make a simple zoom in transition. So just keyframe scale right here and maybe go 150, put it to the end of the clip, make a quick graph. Also, you want to activate the motion blur again, like this. So here I'm going to, oh, I forgot to add the motion tile, like this, and just make a zoom in here as well. So go to maybe 70 this time, so it's not too strong. 105, like this. F9, edit the graph. So we have something like this. It's not perfect. I mean, I could have also done here slide transition. It's fine. And the next thing what I would do is probably do a zoom out transition, and then just continue with all these clips. But because this would take too long, I'm just going to skip this part and show you guys the end result. So now I'm done with the transitions and I'm going to show you how it looks. Yeah, it's nothing special. And here at the end, I kind of just selected these non-Twixtor clips, so it kind of sets it up for a loop, like here, and the first clip kind of matches the flow. So what I'm now going to do is select all my clips like this, and unselect the shake right here and pre-compose it. Drag it under the shake like this, and then copy or duplicate the composition and just drag it back here like this, and oops, also duplicate the shake and so kind of have so it looks something like this. I mean, right here you could also maybe do like a scale in, so you can just open up the transform and just zoom in transition, something like this. Right here. Maybe a bit stronger. Just something like this. So now I'm going to show you the whole edit. So that's basically it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I know it's not the best tutorial, but I tried my best. Yeah, hope you enjoyed.